Do you still hold the statement that attractive women are more faithful in relationships in general?
Yeah. Well, that was research.
Can you pull that article back up?
I didn't do that. And it's more, just put it in your phone. It's more people who did the research. It was like different universities that did research. So JR just put a cap on how much I can send him.
Study by Jim McNulty, published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, found that less attractive women are more likely to cheat. According to the researchers, the better looking a woman is, the more likely she is to be faithful. There is very little to explain why this might be the case, but there's an inverse correlation between attractiveness and likelihood to cheat in women. I also want to know, how did they measure attractiveness?
So this is what they did, because one article did go into it. The problem was I couldn't copy that one because it was one of those ones that give you information. Advertisement, give you information, advertisement. I was like, I'm not going to be sitting here clipping all these. This is ridiculous, these advertisements. But one of the things they said they did was they put pictures in front of people, right? So they noticed that the people who consider it took a little bit of a pause to move, right? Whereas and it could be just she's just less attractive. She's just like, broop, broop, broop. It's almost like Bumble. Broop. No. I'm not leaving my husband with that one. I'm not leaving my husband with that one, that one. Where some people were like,
And then it's self-reported cheating too. Or were they, I really would need to hear a lot of, like, some of the statistics I hear, I kind of have so many more questions behind the statistic.
And maybe they're just more unattractive people than there are attractive people. So it's just the numbers.
Yeah, I don't know. So GBG Grizzly, shout out to GBG again, formerly Grizz Treats with the 199. Fellas is not wanting to be broke insecure. Do you think that do y'all think that?
I'm glad he put this because that we are going over this right now. The question that I have is he trying to draw a correlation between the pocket of a man versus the beauty of a woman? And if that is the case, then I disagree with the premise of the argument, mainly because I believe it depends on the mindset of the person. So for me, I have never stated and won't ever state how much I make online. I've never stated it. So I want to have money because I want to have things. Right. Like that's why I don't want to be broke. I want to be able to pay all my bills and still go to France, not in 2024, but 2025. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the same. Now, again, there are men who only go get the bag to get the woman, and in those cases, I would say yes, it's an insecurity.
We were talking about the flossers. You know, people who floss. You can get the bag and not floss it, right? So I was speaking more so the flossers, but just think about it this way. Everything we do is validation. Being a part of a social organizations is validation. And being, even Greek validation. We just don't even look at it that way. It's some badge of, that's why everybody want to be basketball players. You think it's because of valid. It's like you the man. It's like a power that comes along. It's about being validated. You understand what I'm saying? It's all driven by that. And it just is bragging rights. But go ahead. So, sorry.
I had a question for AP because of the way he answered the question. Can they not still be both insecurities, where one is a financial insecurity and the other one is a personality insecurity?
No, absolutely. And that's why I try to go into full detail. It depends on the reason as to the purpose of the going after the bag for a man. Am I doing it to floss and to get chicks? Then that's definitely me flexing an insecurity that I have. Mm-hmm. But if I'm doing it because I want things that let's say I didn't grow up with, like I grew up without a passport, right? I could never my mom could never go get me Jordans, right? We were broke. I don't want that to be the end of my story. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know I'm kind of personalizing this, but in order to answer the question, it is, I don't see that as an insecurity. It is, in my opinion, to make sure I am secure. Like, the kids are good, the family's good, if I could do that with $30,000 a year, then I would probably do it with $30,000 a year. But you can't live it. Like, you can't. You can't have that the lifestyle that you want. I guess that is an insecurity when I say it like that. Because once I mention lifestyle, it's all about
Keeping up with the Jones.
the perception, not even necessarily that, the perception I have of myself. Like, if I don't have, I don't feel secure. Thus, it would be, it's not about what somebody else has, it's the opinion I carry of myself, which is where the insecurity comes from. Good call out, Enos. I'm not liking you tonight right now. That's twice.
Is anybody else want to give their opinion on that? Listen, I don't argue with the research. That's what it says. So if you got you an attractive woman, assuming that she don't feel like she lower her standards for you, 9 out of 10, she is not going to cheat on you, according to research.
I would say if any woman, honestly, if any woman feels like she's dating up, marrying up, the likelihood of her cheating on you is slim. Is when she thinks she can do better, is when that.
Yeah, I don't think so. Sometimes it's just, what I'm starting to believe too, it's just like a break away from your life. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's an escape. You know, maybe you go on a girl's trip, you're like, it's just, I just want to escape. Kind of like he just escapes. I think that there are women who just do it because they just want to escape from their everyday, like what they're doing, you know. Anybody who cheats is always for a selfish reason. Because obviously for the household, it's for a selfish reason. But
no, explain that. An escape from their life. That means the man is inadequate in some way? If they're trying to get away from it?
Maybe. Because even if you're in a situation where he's providing you all the luxury goods, imagine how much time he's away from the house for him to do that, you know? When you the more successful a person is, the more time they're putting towards making that success happen. So you may be losing, you know, as far as quality time is concerned, may get a little like, oh, I wish my husband were here a little bit more. And so maybe you know, date the pool guy. Or it could be like, oh, you know, I'm doing all these things in the house. You know, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I have children, you know, every day to day. Oh, and you go on the girls' trip and it's just, you want to do something wow. I don't know what these people are thinking. I'm not a cheater. However, I'm thinking that these are maybe some situations.